again, the idea is to just, get a feel for how GPS works. There are a couple of videos that I'd appreciate if you'd watch. So what is GPS? That'll help you with the quiz questions, because there's some questions like how many satellites are involved and stuff like that. And then here's some stuff on, how to get latitude, like how to get the display on Google Earth to show you the latitude and longitude locations. If you don't have a compass, I also teach in the prison. And if you can imagine taking this into a prison, probably not going to happen. That's right, it doesn't. So I came up with a way to kind of use paper rulers. So that's there too, in case you don't have a compass, you can just use. And then here's a paper ruler in case you don't have a ruler. Of course, you'd have to have a printer. Did not think of that, but there's your paper ruler to go with your piece of paper. So, all right, so that's the some resources, and then your 2 lab assignments. All right, so here's the cool fun thing. Let's see if anybody's done it yet. Somebody has. Okay, cool. So this week I thought it would be fun, and when I thought of this at the beginning of the spring semester, and I gave this to my students at Fullerton College, where I also teach, I was a little hesitant. I was like, I don't know if they're going to go out and do this, but so there is an option if you can't get out of your house for some reason. I get it. I understand. We're all busy people. But if you can, it's kind of fun. And I'll be honest, the number of students that actually went out and found these geocaches, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. It's a lot more than I thought. But you can, if you can't get out, you can create one of your own, or like optimally design one, like what you would do. But ideally, you're going to write about your experience, going to this geocache, and take a picture of yourself at it. What did you find? So if you're going to create your own, then you should take a photo of yourself holding whatever you would have in your cache. So let me show you this video on what geocaching is.
Geocaching
Oops, I have to stop sharing that and start sharing this. Sorry. Silly woman. All right, let's try this.
Geocaching is an any day, anytime adventure that can take you to amazing and beautiful places, or even just to a place in your town that you've never been before. There are millions of geocaches worldwide. There are probably even some near you right now. Yes, you. To start finding them, just get out your phone or GPS. Go ahead. I'll wait. Then, create a free geocaching account and you're ready to go. The way it works is simple. Just choose the geocache you want to find, then navigate to its location. What you're looking for varies. Geocaches come in different sizes, shapes, and difficulties. Geocaching isn't always easy, so it's okay to get excited when you discover the cache. After finding it, sign the logbook. Trade knickknacks if you want, and log your find online. When you're done, just put the geocache back where you found it, and you're on to the next one. Hey, it's the other way. There's an adventure happening all the time, all around you. Become a part of it at geocaching.com.
So some of the funnest ones were people who had been geocaching or knew about geocaching were like, dude, I never knew there was one like across the street from my house. Like this guy's like, I literally walked to the park across the street and there was a geocache. He's like, I've been to geocaches in other places, but it wasn't until I saw this website and I actually looked that I realized there's one across the street from my house. So he's like taking a picture of himself and his house is in the background. He's like, that's my house with a little arrow. I was like, that's pretty funny. Of course, he could have been lying for all I know. I don't know. But the idea is to have some fun and, if you can, get out there socially distanced. Geocaching is a very nice, family-friendly experience for you. And so hopefully you'll have some fun with it. There are lots of them on this geocaching.com website. You literally just start with, where you're at. So let's say you're in Apple Valley. Oops, it helps if you type in the right spot. Let's try again. So these are all the ones within a 10-mile radius of Apple Valley. So the blue ones you have to actually be a premium person in order to use. But there's lots of things in here. It tells you how small it is, how difficult it is, what kind of terrain, the last time it was found. So this one was just found yesterday. That's kind of cool. So, these have all been found recently. Look at that. I wonder if any of these are my people. That'd be cool. Like they saw it and so they went out and geocached yesterday, because that's kind of weird. I feel all special if they're like, I'm like, oh, I inspired that one. So yeah, you can type in your address if you're like going somewhere this weekend. You can look there. I mean, like, you can look at it on a map view and be like, nah, I don't want to go to any of those. But these are all the ones just in, Victorville, Apple Valley. Here, if I look even further, look at all these ones out here. What the heck is this? Groundspeak series. Huh. Oh, it's a geo art thing. That's cool.
There's a skull and a ghost over here by my house.
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
people really take the time to set them out like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool. It's fun.
yeah. I became aware of it a while ago. I've done it a couple of times. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll I'm in the area. But I was staying at this bed and breakfast once out in 29 Palms, and it said that there was one on the property. I'm like, I've been all over this place. I have never found it. So I made it a quest to find it. It was like buried behind the sign in their front yard. It's like a 25-acre property. So I was like, dang, I got a lot of searching to do, but it was right at the sign. So the idea is you get out there, you take a picture of yourself, geocaching, with the cache, do whatever it asks you to do. One of the, the idea is to, do no harm, like don't move it. But one of the things that some people do is they exchange, like you saw the girl put on a headband, she like dropped something off. So all of that information about like what they expect from you is typically in the description of the cache. So go. Well, this is fun. So yeah, that's what I was looking for. So if you click on it, it has like a description. So this is available, increase your awareness of water conservation, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes there's like a decryption key, so you have to like use something, So some of them are virtual. I've never done a virtual cache, but I learned about it like a month ago. And a virtual cache is there's nothing there, but you're supposed to take a picture that matches the picture that they give you. And I was like, that's kind of cool. So there's nothing physically there. A lot of people have, said that geocaching is not eco-friendly because you're like putting stuff out there and, I mean, it's still not totally eco-friendly if you think about increasing the number of people who are visiting remote locations. But in my opinion, if we don't visit places, we are not going to care about them. So, get out and see the world, because otherwise, all this national parks and preservation and state parks and stuff will be useless unless we can inspire the next generation to care about it. So anyways, so that's what this week's activities are about. So any questions? And then to, let's let's see, what did I put? Let's see here. I will say some are hard, blah, 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 get out, pandemic, create a fake cache, blah, blah, blah. So you only need to like reply to one person this week and be like, hey, that was really cool. I never knew about that, or I'm going to try that, or looks like you had fun, or something like that. And try and stay away from sending me HEIC files. Vanessa. Oh, sorry.
It was 2.
I can't read them. So
How else am I supposed to do it? I don't know.
convert them to JPEGs or something.
You're asking for too much. I don't know how to
I
do that.
know. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's an online application for doing it. In fact, I know there's one, but I just, if I do it, I have 212 students, so I'd have to do it for 212 people potentially. So I make you do it.
Well, I did it.
All right. Any questions out there? Well, I hope you all have a nice week. Happy hunting. Happy learning about GPS and latitudes and longitudes. And I'll be back in touch next week. Yeah. All right.